at the end of this race. But the 5 red lights are now coming on ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here in China. It looks like a fairly even start for the front two. But Mitzi gets away well, and Riggs is trying to challenge Crispy already down towards turn 1. And Mitzi is clear as they go a few cars wide in the background. And Jam is under pressure from Tommy behind him. But he stays ahead for now. And now he's trying to have a go at Paraquicks down towards turn 6. As there are a few cars side by side in the background. But it is Mitzi who leads in towards turn 6. And Tommy and Jam side by side. As Tommy has made the move round the outside of turn 6 into turn 7. He is up already into the top 5. Jib Jab and Check going at it as well. And Jib Jab is P8. Race Roller already up into P10. As Jam gets all out of shape. And then that's a car off and looks like collision for Ham and V2. And those cars are off. And that is going to set them back a long way and at least 7 seconds behind the pack. And that is not very good news at all. Missed that one, but we'll wait and see what happens after the race for that one. As there's a yellow flag, and I think Race Roller has had an off. He has. Race Roller has spun, by the looks of it, out of turn 13. As Jam is really under pressure now. Already dropping out of that 1 second barrier. And he is... got to try his best, but Mitzi with a fantastic first lap, and he is already a second clear of the pack and pulling away at the moment. He's utilising his ERS as much as possible and to try and pull clear, and he's made a fantastic start. As it looks like Ghost Colt and Check side by side coming out of turn 3 through turn 4. Who's going to come out on top down towards turn 6. Ghost Colt has the inside line. And does he have the position? Check will try and hold it around the outside, but Ghost Colt takes the position. Oh, and that's a spinner of Jib Jab by the looks of it. And he is spun round coming out of turn 6. And he is now down behind and all the way to the back of the pack. And he goes back down to P15. And that's Jam off the track as well. They're all 6s and 7s at the moment, as Jam's going to find himself under pressure from Check. Which way he's going to go? Check's going to go and try it right around the outside, and Jam's really struggling after going off the track. Got a bit of grass on his tyres, and the Check slivered up the around the outside and then up the inside of turn 12 and ahead through turn 13. But further up ahead, as it looks like Jam was slowing down. Jam was slowing down, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. And he is slowing down now, but Para and Tommy really going at it. Tommy putting Para under massive pressure at the moment. We'll go back on board with Jam and see what is the problem, but not really sure. As that's another car slowing down. There's Check slowing down. So that's a car off, and that is Para who has spun. And it almost collects Race Roller on his way through, and they're all going off every lap at the moment. It's really hard to keep up with, but it is Mitzi who leads by about a second from Crispy and Riggs, the top 3 unchanged. Tommy now puts himself up into P4. Sprightly says the McLaren 1-2, Riggs 3rd. Well, it's going to be, they're going to have to go some for a McLaren 1-2 now, as I think Para is off once again. Down at turn 1 and through turn 2. Looks like Jam has recovered, but I'm not quite sure what happened there, as Check was going slow as well, so must have been some sort of yellow flag glitch maybe that caused that. But at the moment it is Mitzi who leads and trying to pull a clear of that DRS barrier, 1 second barrier from Crispy. How close is Crispy through the detection point? Let's have a look. It looks like he's going to miss out on DRS, and so is Riggs. There's another yellow flag, and that is Tommy who's spun round. And Tommy, oh, and he spun round even further, and he is off backwards into the barrier. And another car, amazingly, has spun again, so I wouldn't really want to predict this. Oh, as Tommy is out. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but Tommy's spun coming back on the track, and that is brought out a virtual safety car. So I think we can have a breather now. Oh, it's gone up to a safety car, so we have even more of a breather. So the virtual safety car has been upgraded to a safety car here, so everyone will have a slow down, and this will help drivers catch back up to the pack, and Para will come into the pit lane. So yeah, very frenetic start. And the safety car is now waiting for the leader out of turn 4. But yeah, it's hard to take in what really happened there. A lot of cars were just spinning every lap, at least one every lap. So that was quite hard to keep up with. But as we look at the position changes, the top 3 have stayed the same. Ghost Colt has made the best start out of anyone. I'm pretty sure Race Roller started 4th. Yeah, he started 14th, I think. Yeah, he did. Started 14th, went up to 10th, then spun, went back down to 14th, and now he finds himself back in 10th. So that just shows the state of that start. But yeah, it's Mitzi who leads. From Crispy, then Riggs. They've all stayed the same, as well as Czech, and Mitzi will come into the pit lane. And so, and they follow. Everybody's coming in then. Looks like it's going to be hard compound tyres, possibly. See what they go on. What's it going to be? Is it going to be the hard tyres to the end for everyone? Looks like it will be. Mitzi, will he get out ahead of Crispy? Yes, he will. As Ham will carry on. And will take the lead. So this safety car really has not helped him out at all. Ghost Colt, interestingly, has gone on to another set of the medium compound tyres, as well as Para. No, Para pits. He had plenty of time to decide what tyre he could go on. But interestingly enough, Ghost Colt has opted for a 2-stopper for sure. So keep an eye on him. And I believe Para will now go on the hards. Yes, he will. So everyone's on the hards except for Ghost Colt, and Ham, who started on the hards, has not stopped yet. And is on the oldest tyres out of everybody. So it should be fairly equal pace. But if you're just joining us, Tommy crashed coming out of turn 13, and as he got back on the track, spun again, and then went into and slid into the barrier, causing his wheel to come off. And it was originally a virtual safety car, but got upgraded to a full safety car. And that is, and then we had everybody coming to the pits, besides our race leader Ham, as he started on the hard compound tyres, so didn't need to pit. Yeah, that is where we are, and we're currently on lap 5 of the Chinese Grand Prix here in the McKeon division. Ham out of sync, so he'll probably hope for maybe another safety car at this point, or for everybody's hard tyres to absolutely blow up towards the end of the race, and he'll cash in on that. But yeah, Dingle Dolphin said Q1 must have been the most pointless Q1 in history. Yeah, pretty much. It just is what it is, really. I've seen it's happened before in when it was elite before, and I raced. We've had 15 races like today at Spa. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Safety car should be at the end of this lap, because Para, I'm hoping, will catch up to the back of the pack. And then we will get underway with some more action. And it was a lot of action. We've had at least 4 cars spin. Ham and V2 had an instant on the opening lap. But I don't know what happened and who was at fault. And then after that, we had a series of spins from Race Roller, Jib Jab, and Jam had a spin, and then he slowed down. I don't know what exactly happened there. We had him and check, and then we had Tommy spin off and cause a safety car. So a lot of spins so far. But as I thought so, the safety car is in this lap. So, eventually, in the final sector, Ham will let the safety car go away, and he becomes a de facto safety car. And he dictates the pace. As long as he doesn't speed up and brake, speed up, accelerate and brake, accelerate and brake, he can go as fast as or as slow as he likes. And he's let the safety car go, so he'll probably go on the exit of the final corner. As the safety car is still out on track. But we will get underway shortly. And it'll be Ham who leads us away across the line. And what can the rest of the drivers do? Round the final corner, Ham goes. And he hasn't gone just yet. So he's waiting and waiting and go up towards the line. And he goes as Ghostcolt gets a 5-second time penalty. And so does Bezzers as they have come together. And it's very close in the background between a lot of drivers. And Benz and Nicky and Ben and Czech and Race Roller, Jam, Ham, and there's a yellow flag, and outside V2 has gone off in the background. They're side by side absolutely everywhere. But Nicky is ahead of Czech, and Benz is dropped behind Czech, and now I'm going to drop behind Race Roller by the looks of it. Race Roller down the inside of Benz, gives him the squeeze, pushes him onto the curb on the outside, and Benz gets all out of shape, and oh, that's Jam trying to keep it together, and it's a good save, but it's lost him a lot of time, and it's lost him an end plate on his front wing, so he's lost downforce, and that's going to push him a long way back in this race, and he is really on the back foot now and hoping for a miracle in this race. As he tried to collect it, but got caught out from Benz getting out of shape after Race Roller made a move on him. But it is as you were out front, Ham leading from Mitzi, but Mitzi gets a fantastic exit out of turn 13, and he is right on the back of Ham, and it looks like it's going to be a move for a lead already. Mitzi is going to retake the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix on lap 7, and as he exits turn 14, he is ahead for sure. And he will come across the line and be confirmed in the lead from Ham. And Crispy is going to try and add insult to injury as Benz picks up a time penalty. Crispy has a little look in the mirrors. Is going to go, goes wide, and that might attract the interest of Riggs behind him. But Riggs is not going to go for a move as he's too far back. And can Crispy make the move? He wants to make the move soon, because otherwise Mitzi is just going to run clear. On the run down towards turn 6, will Crispy go for a lunge? He will go for a lunge. Down the inside goes Crispy. Gets very close. They touch. And that puts him out of shape. And now Riggs is going to be licking his lips and maybe have a go. Down the inside of turn 7. No, he backs out and is smart. But that was a late lunge from Crispy, and it was a little bit half-hearted. Ham gave him the squeeze, and that put him out of shape. And now that's put Mitzi and given Mitzi some breathing room. And he is going to be trying his best to try and pull ever more clear in the lead of this race. Crispy then trying to line up another move on Ham, as Ham is trying to defend for all he can on his older tyres. There's a yellow flag, and that is Jib Jab, who has spun again, and he's going to have a long way to get round, get into the right gear, and he's going to drop a long way back. But back at the front in the battle for second place, Ham stays ahead of Crispy for now. But it doesn't look like it's going to be for much longer, as Crispy's got a great run out of the final corner. Can Crispy go for a move somewhere through turn 1 or 2? It doesn't look like it. Ham parks his car in exactly the right place. As Nicky's looking for a go on Ghost Colt. As maybe Ghost Colt's got a little bit of damage. And he's not really making an impact on the mediums like I would expect. Back on board with Crispy. He's going to go back down the inside of Ham, and maybe he can get the move done this time. Gives Ham the squeeze to the curb, and Crispy is ahead now. And up into second place, back up into second place, and he will set his sights to try and close that 1.5 second gap to Mitzi in the Williams. And now it's Riggs' turn. Will there be some team orders down at Alpine? And Riggs might be on the blower to get Ham out of his way. And we'll wait and see if Riggs gets past a little bit easier than what Mitzi and Ham did. But Ham is on a different strategy at the moment, and Riggs is in a good battle for the podium and maybe even the win. On board with Riggs, and what is going to happen down towards the hairpin. Riggs is gaining, he's gaining, and he is going to tentatively go have a look down the inside. Bit of a half-hearted move, doesn't look like there was much going on, but I think in the end Ham is going to back out and let his teammate go, but it wasn't as smoothly as I would have thought, and Bez is now going to try and have a run, but cannot, he's too far back. In the end, Ray Stroller right on the back of Nicky. Oh, had a little look at trying to have a go at him through turn 2, but nothing offering there. In the end, gap 1.5 seconds still out front, and Mitzi is trying to steer clear of that DRS range, but Crispy is starting to fight back and trying to close the gap as much as possible. Jam takes the fastest lap, but he is down in 13th place at the moment after contact on the exit of turn 6. And losing a front wing end plate. That looks like Ham had a poor run, or Bezos had a poor run. Couldn't quite see. But it's fine at the moment. As Riggs is not in DRS range, and it looks like Mitzi's made a mistake, possibly, at one point, because Crispy's very close to the back now, and it's got DRS. So, somewhere in the middle sector, Mitzi may have made a small error, and that has allowed Crispy back in contention for the lead of the race. And this race is far from over at the moment. Riggs is trying his best to catch back up, but at the moment it's turning into a 2-horse race unless there is a big battle between these two. Here comes Crispy then to have a go down towards turn 1. He is too far back. What can he do? Bezos and Ham in the background going at it, and Bezos has made the move already through turn 1 and now through turn 2. He's up into 4th place, and Parra and Benz going at it, and Parra has made his way up into the top 10 into the World Championship points as it currently stands, and that is a good move from Parra. He makes his way past Benz in the Ferrari. Mitzi still leads by about half a second out front. Riggs trying to close the gap as much as he can, get in the DRS, as Crispy's very close to the back of Mitzi at the moment. He's really trying. The detection point is coming up soon, and it looks like Riggs is going to miss out again. Yes, unless he has a good corner here, a good couple of corners. But he has missed the detection point, so he's going to miss out crucially on that DRS. But Crispy does have that DRS, and what can he do down towards turn 14 in his McLaren? Can he take the lead? He's gaining at the moment, but he doesn't gain enough, and he just misses out on a few more meters. That was about 100 meters longer. He would have been definitely going alongside into that corner at the very least. But he's going to have another go in the slipstream, in the DRS. Race Roller picks up a time penalty. Is Crispy going to go down and say, oh, he goes for it, but backs out. And I'm maybe trying to unsettle Mitzi a little bit, let him know he's there. But just not quite close enough. Just running out of road each time he gets there. as Riggs is still tantalising close to that DRS detection point. But at the moment, Crispy is still behind Mitzi in first place, and it's a great battle for the lead. Further behind Riggs, and he's on his own at the moment, just about a tenth or two off what he needs to get into the detection point. And then Bezos is about 1.7 seconds, 1.8 seconds behind Riggs, so Riggs is safe from behind at the moment. It's just whether Riggs can get that detection point and nab some DRS, some much needed DRS, if he's going to challenge for the lead or challenge for second or third in this race. But he's missed out once again, and here comes Crispy for another challenge on Mitzi down towards turn 14. What can he do? His cars are very close to each other in the back. He's gaining at the moment, and he looks like he's just going to run out of road once again as Mitzi stays ahead. And out of turn 14 through turn 15. Now out the final corner, what sort of exit does Crispy get? And it seems to be very even from the pair of them. So he's now going to have a go. He's got the ERS going. Mitzi doesn't offer any defence. So Crispy is going to go down the inside of turn 1. They go side by side through turn 1 now towards turn 2. And Crispy does take the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix here in the McKeon division. And he has finally made that move. It's been a long time coming. But he is up into P1 at the moment, up into first place, and he's going to try and set his sights on maybe pulling clear of Mitzi, but this is a long way to go. We're not even at half race distance yet, and it's going to be a tussle, you would think, between these two from now until the checkered flag. There's a big train still forming behind Bezos in the other Williams. But Crispy leads. Riggs still not in the detection point. Missing out by DRS, just falling further back at the moment. About 2 seconds off the lead. But Crispy is now on the defensive. He goes to the right hand side, then goes back to the left. But it looks like Mitzi needs to save a little bit more ERS. If he can just stay in the detection point, he will have a charge at the McLaren. And if Riggs can set a decent lap, he might be having a go himself at the front too. But currently Mitzi's going and pulling out of the slipstream, but he's not close enough at the moment. And we'll need a special lap from Riggs to get involved in this battle. But Riggs is content at the moment, staying in third place. And he knows if anything happens to this front pair, he can cash in. But it is currently Crispy and Mitzi, a very close battle for the lead of the Grand Prix. Further back, we have a train behind Bezos, as you can see behind him. All the cars follow. So it looks like Race Roller's very close, trying to make a move on Nicky. But that's not offering any luck there. As Para is ahead of Czech. So I missed that, and Czech has spun round. And out of turn 10, he has lost the car. And unfortunately, that has put him all the way back down into P12 and a long way off the pack in the end. But yeah, so that's unfortunate for Czech. Coming out of turn 10, he spins, and he is now a long way back and possibly out of contention for any sort of points. Mitzi stays behind, still within DRS. Riggs about 1.7 seconds back now, still trying to catch up to these two out front. As a Ghost Colt comes into the pits, he was on the medium tyres. Probably the wrong choice in the end for Ghost Colt. He will have to serve a 5-second time penalty as well, so he will drop right back towards Jam. But it is at the moment Crispy still in the lead of this race. They're starting to spread out now. Can Nicky nab some DRS off Ham? Otherwise he's going to come under pressure from Race Roller and Para Quicks behind. But it seems like he can't make that detection point. He's trying his best at the moment as Mitzi will have another go down towards turn 14. Looks like Nicky has just missed out. Might have nabbed some DRS. We'll wait and see. Has he got the DRS? Has he got the detection point? Looks like he's just missed out. So he's going to be under pressure here from Race Roller down towards... No, he does have DRS. It didn't come up, but he does have DRS in the end. So I do stand corrected. And he's got the DRS, but he's still not within a second. Oh, he is in a second as it just changes. So he lives to fight another day for now. But he is under pressure, and if he makes one mistake, Race Roller will be ready to pounce. In the Red Bull, that's a yellow flag, and that, unfortunately, is Ben's spun at the final corner. And he is now backward check. Doesn't pick up any damage, but is now about 6 seconds behind his teammate. As Riggs has dropped a little bit further back. But it's very hard for him to catch up if he doesn't have DRS. So he's really hoping that the front two have a battle for him to try and catch back up. As Benz and Czech go side by side, but this is for the final points paying position at the moment. As Ben's trying to recover after his spin, and so is Czech trying to recover after his spin as well. But it is Crispy who leads on lap 16. As when he crossed the line, we'll have 12 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Riggs in third place, has been in third place ever since he got past his teammate, who I believe will be coming in the pits shortly. And he will be open for a safety car of some sorts. But at the moment, it is not coming to him. Let's have a look back on board with this battle, this train. Looks like Ham is struggling really to catch up and get alongside. He's sticking with him, but he just can't get alongside at the moment. But unfortunately for Ham, he does have to pit. And that early safety car has really ruined his strategy. He was the only one, he went for the bold strategy, only one to go on the hards. But unless there's a safety car right now, he is going to be out of contention for a high points paying position. But for the highest points paying position, the battle is well and truly alive, as Mitzi is closer than ever. As we can see on the back of Crispy's car, he goes defensive. Mitzi on the DRS in the slipstream. He's gaining all the way down towards the hairpin. And as they brake, he stays behind, but gets right up towards the gearbox. And is almost pushing Crispy around turn 14. And it looks like this battle is going to commence and continue once again down towards turn 1. Mitzi sensing his opportunity. Crispy goes defensive. Mitzi goes around the outside, but before they even make the apex of the corner, Mitzi is ahead and he's back in the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix here in Shanghai. And it is another change for the lead. And this time Mitzi gets back ahead. And he will try and pull clear if he can. And these two will battle and will continue to battle. It is now definitely a 2-horse race out front, as Riggs is falling further back as he doesn't have that DRS. As it looks like Race Roller and Para Quicks are swapping positions. Para trying to have a go at the Red Bull driver. And this could be crucial in the constructors' fight between Red Bull and McLaren. If Para can get more points. Obviously, Dylan not racing, so at the moment McLaren scoring big points after Red Bull secured a double podium last time out in Bahrain. But they're fighting. This train will fight now to the checkered flag, and obviously Ham will have to pit and will leave this fight. Crispy trying to have a go back at Midsy's gaining, but he's not going to be close enough for now. As Midsy goes deep into the hairpin, so that will invite Crispy on even more. But nothing offering there. And through the final corner, Crispy misses the apex. So it looks like we have to wait for the next lap. Will Ham pit? No, he stays out. Looks like he's going to go for the soft compound tyres and try and nick the fastest lap at the end of this race. But Para very close to the back of Race Roller, has a little nose, but this would be suicide going down the inside there. And that would have been an instant spin. And he's not going to want that. He has got nothing to lose as Para at the moment. But he's going to try, and he doesn't go have a move. And this train will continue. So have a look at the position changes. Yeah, Para obviously having a spin, I think. I can't exactly remember. Oh no, yeah, he did have a spin. He lost the car and had to pit again. And he started the safety car in last place in 14th, now up to 8th. So he has made a good work of it. But he's going to have to go some to get back up to where he started in 4th place in this race. Crispy very close to the back of Midsy, but nothing offering there. And this battle is still continuing. And we are getting very close to each other. And here comes Crispy once again. Midsy goes defensive this time, but is the defense going to be futile? Crispy goes round the outside and goes right round the outside and is up into 1st place, but can he make it stick? Midsy's still got his nose in on the inside, and they do touch a little bit of side pod contact, but Crispy gets his elbows out and goes back into the lead for now of the Chinese Grand Prix. Can Midsy fight back into turn 6? No, he can't. He sticks in behind as there's a yellow flag in sector 3, and it looks like Ghost Colt has dropped back down behind Jam at the moment. But that is a great move from Crispy, and they change positions once again, the top 2. And the class, in a class of their own at the moment, Crispy and Midsy, and they will continue to fight to the checkered flag. And it is anybody's guess, really, who comes out on top at the end of 28 laps. In terms of ERS, Crispy's got a little bit more, but Midsy can afford to save some in the DRS of Crispy. Looks like Nicky is close to Ham at the moment, but with the DRS, it's hard. DRS train, it's really hard to overtake. That's a yellow flag, and it looks like Jam has had an off. And he has had a big off, actually. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But Ham has made his way into the pit lane. And he will come on into his scheduled pit stop. And unfortunately, he has to leave this battle. And he's on his knees now for a safety car. And I don't think he's going to get one with the way this race is going for him. As Nicky slots in to P5 and currently will take P4 in this race. Provisionally, before the stewards' decisions have been made. But what is for sure, that at the moment the top 3 will say the same regardless of any stewards' decisions or not, as they have done absolutely nothing wrong so far. And Riggs just fallen out of that, not getting that DRS is probably hampered massively his chances of challenging, maybe even for a race victory. We'll have a look what tyres. Ham did go on the softs, so he will come back at bends and check for the lower points paying positions. But Bez is now going to be under massive pressure. What can Nicky do? Can he take P4 on track and not worry about any Stewart's decision that comes from Bez's having that 5-second time penalty after collision with Ghost on the safety car restart? We'll wait to see in the stewards what the stewards say and have a look at that. Race Roller has a little look down the inside, but doesn't have anything offering. As Mitzi is tantalisingly close to dropping outside of the DRS at the moment. He does need that DRS, otherwise it'll be Crispy who will be having the advantage. He does get in the detection point, but he is struggling at the moment to keep up with Crispy's pace, and Crispy seems to have unlocked some more potential. But Mitzi does have the DRS at the moment, so he stays in range, and I know Mitzi has got some good pace, so if he gets all backed up and running, he will have another challenge. There's a yellow flag, and that is Ham off, not Ham, Jam, sorry, off at turn 1, and he lets the leaders go. He is now lapped in this race, and unfortunately for Jam, it has kind of gone downhill as the race has gone on, and that is a shame from the defending champion. As Ham sets the fastest lap, as I'm not surprised, and he's right on the back of Ben's already. But at the moment we have a few battles going on. This battle for the final points paying position, and then we have the battle for the lead. It looks like Ham is already going to get a move done here. He's going to try and go around the outside of turn 6. He will have the grip, have the better tyres, and Ben slots in behind. And Ham is up into 10th place. We also have the battle for P4, involving Bez's, Nicky, Race Roller and Para, on track at least. Anyway, it looks like Mitzi's just biding his time at the moment. Hasn't got much ERS, having said that, so it looks like he's really pushing, and Crispy is pushing too, so they're pushing each other to try and get a good result. Is Nicky going to come down the inside? Nicky is going to have a go. No, he stays behind. And he's trying to go for the switchback. Nicky is very close to the back of Bez's. And will he make a move very soon? Jam comes into the pit lane. And that might be a retirement. And it is a retirement. Unfortunately, is Nicky going to go down? So he is going to go down the inside. Now they're side by side through turn 1. Now we go through turn 2. Nicky does have the high ground, but can Bezos hold it around the outside and keep in P4? He sticks it down the inside, and it looks like Nicky's going to try around the outside. They're still side by side with Race Roller waiting in the wings. And Nicky goes ahead for now. Bezos is going to have a look down the inside. No, that means Race Roller is going to try and have a sneaky move around the outside. Gets on the curb and hits this side pod, and maybe Para is going to have a go at Race Roller. No, but Nicky makes his way up into P4. And I wonder if Race Roller got a little bit of damage from that, as Para is going to try and have a go down towards turn 9 and 10, and he's up the inside, and he is up into P6 in this race, and that is a good move from Para, capitalising on Race Roller's mistake. And it looks like Race Roller may have got a little bit of damage, and he doesn't have any visible damage, but that definitely set him back, as Ham has made the move on check for P9, and maybe Check has made a mistake as well. But some good racing for the battle for P4 and then the battle for P6. I quickly go on board with Para as he's down the inside as we look, and he's forced Bezos off track, but that move looked fair enough, and Para has made another move up into P5. Oh, as he clips the curb and gets a poor exit and manages to collect the car, but that was a heart-in-mouth moment. But as Crispy looks like he got a bit of a poor exit there. Maybe Mitzi is going to be licking his lips, but Para is now going to try and fight back, and it'd be an unbelievable fight back if he could come from 14th on the safety car restart back to where he started. I know it doesn't look much on paper, but it'll be a brilliant comeback if he does. But I'm sure Nicky will have something to say about that as we continue on board with the battle for P1 in this race. It has been all about two people, really. Crispy and Mitzi, ever since they broke clear of Riggs and Ham after the safety car restart, they have really stretched their legs, and the gap back to Riggs is now 7 seconds. Although Riggs has never really been under pressure for that position, he can't really have anything to say, but he'll capitalise and hope that something happens. Some sort of big battle happens between Crispy and Mitzi, but its time is running out. Sprightly willing on his fellow McLaren team member Para in the McLaren, and I'm sure he's willing on Crispy to hold Mitzi off, but Mitzi has got some serious pace, and Crispy will know that he has been past him a couple of times before. Can Crispy hold on to take back-to-back victories and extend his advantage early on in this championship, or can Mitzi have something to say about it and win the Chinese Grand Prix? It is going to be very close. And further back, Nicky in P4 having a strong race from 10th on the grid. And he is looking to try and hold on to this position, but Para is on a charge, on a massive fight back, and in the last couple of laps has made some crucial moves, and since the safety car, it brought him well back into the race, and maybe this is Para's time on this occasion to have a go down into the hairpin, back on board with the leaders. Crispy seems to be clear down towards the hairpin, so he should be fine, but further behind his teammate will be having a go. Nicky goes offensive already. What can Para do? Is he going to go inside? He's going to go outside. He's going to go for the inside, and he is going to go side by side through turn 14, and they're still side by side. Gives Nicky the squeeze, and Para is ahead up into 4th place, makes the move, and that is him back where he started, as Mitzi and Crispy going side by side through turns 1 and 2. Mitzi's made the move, but Crispy is still trying to hold on around the outside as one McLaren makes it past, and the Alfa McLaren falls behind the Williams, and Mitzi is back up into the leaders race with 2 laps to go, as it is an enthralling battle out front, and it is nowhere near over just yet, as Mitzi retakes the lead, but I'm sure Crispy will have another go at some point in the next lap and a half. But Mitzi gets his elbows out and is up into first, but for how long can he stay there? Can he stay there? He's got a couple of DRS zones to defend, but Crispy is close enough. Mitzi already going defensive on the straight, so he knows that he is under pressure from Crispy. Crispy is gaining, but not by much, and I don't know if he's going to have enough of a run down towards the hairpin. No, he's 6 spin behind for now, as behind they're still fighting, but it looks like Para is going to stay ahead. And the main battle as we go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Get your driver of the day votes in the chat. But what is not settled just yet is this first place position. Crispy very close, can't make it. Yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like Race Roller has had an off, and he is dropping down, and he's down in P8 at the moment. Crispy still trying to find this way and that. What can he do? Can he get past Mitzi 15 in the Williams? It doesn't look like it. Mitzi is going all over the track trying to defend, and he stays ahead for now as we go through turn 6 up towards turn 7. 10 corners to go in this race, and it is still undecided on who is going to win here in Shanghai. It's been entertaining from start to finish. They've been swapping positions, swapping all the time for the lead. But Mitzi, his light is flashing all the time. Crispy knows if he just gets a good exit, he will have a run down in towards the hairpin. What can he do on the exit of turn 13? A few corners to go in this race. Will it be last gasp for Crispy? He's got all the aeros, he's got the DRS, got the slipstream. DRS is now open. Here he goes. It looks like he's defensive. Mitzi is defense to the inside. Crispy is going to go around the outside. Mitzi holds it down the inside. They're still side by side, banging wheels. He forces him onto the curb, and Crispy is still going to go down the inside. They're going to be side by side through the final corner. Who is going to come out on top? Mitzi goes round the outside. He holds the position. Mitzi wins the Chinese Grand Prix here in the McKeon division. It is so close. Just over a tenth of a second, and they are separated. Riggs comes home and takes the podium place. But my word, that was incredibly close. Nicky comes home in 4th from Bezos in 5th. V2 goes ahead of Bezos provisionally. Para lost out on the final lap somewhere, and he is down in 7th place. And then Race Roller in 8th. And Ham in 9th. Check in 10th. Benz misses out in P11. And then comes Ghost and Jib Jab. But my word, that was a battle for the ages here in Shanghai. Mitzi somehow got on top. Whether that was an overtake off track, we will have to wait and see. But provisionally, it's Mitzi who wins in Shanghai. So then Mitzi holds the trophy aloft, and well, Riggs really wasn't in that battle, but he just kind of, probably when I speak to him, he'll say it was quite boring. But he's got a podium to his name for the first time in the top division, in the McKeon division, in his first season of battling amongst the best of the best. Riggs takes a podium, and he just needed that extra couple of tenths if he was going to make any more, but the top 3 stay as they were. And it looks like, I don't know, if you get more votes in for Driver of the Day, please do. But yeah, we'll see what we do. I'm going to invite, that's not what I wanted to do, thank you very much. Invite these guys to the party. So Mitzi, Crispy, Riggs, and we wait for they to get in. But yeah, get your driver of the day votes in. I've had one for Para. Dingle Dolphin said Mitzi and Crispy to share driver of the day. Now he's gone for Mitzi. Jam has gone for Nicky, driver of the day. So looks like I'm going to have to choose, which I didn't really want to do. But we have everybody in, so you know the drill by now. Tick your box, and we'll get the interviews underway. So 3rd place man, Riggs, probably one of the most boring races in your racing career. Yeah, talk us through that one.
Well, just talk about banana. No, I was landing kind of like obviously P3 was a good quality result in that, and then obviously kind of whatever like the pace was going to be at the start, and like it was kind of hard enough to kind of keep up with Chris and Brian anyway. So it was I knew it was going to be quite a surmountable task. The mediums actually felt alright for the most part because I was kind of keeping up with it, and then the safety car came in. It kind of forced everybody onto the hards, which I felt kind of did take away a bit of the speculation about who was going to pit when should the gap be as close as it was. But no, decent start, P3 start, P3 finish. Nothing really hard. As soon as I seen Crispin was on the ball raid and just putting the gap out a few tenths at a time, I was just like, well, I'm just going to turn it down and just settle in. And that was pretty much it. I generally don't really care what else was to be saying. I couldn't keep up with the top two, they were just too quick today.
Yeah, I think if you had a couple more tenths in your locker, you would have got that DRS, of course. So, it was the Marty, like, because I don't know if I was just a bit too cautious. Like sector 2 was always a bit tricky. Like I was moaning about to my teammate and the chat earlier, and I was just like the downforce was a bit shit. So I wasn't really feeling confident through 7 and 8, like the big long sweeping corners. So I was a bit cautious through there, and even just sector 2 in general. It's no ideal. But no, I was kind of a bit too conservative with the battery. I don't care, like it's things I'll eat a look over when I'm finishing. I watch it back tonight or whenever, and just I can't really say anything else. It's just been one of the races. It just felt like I was doing time trial for the most part. So I'm not going to lie, I'll take it. First season in the top tier. I'm not going to I'm not going to push a podium away. No, exactly. It doesn't matter how you get them. But you'll take them when you get them. But yeah, and well done today, and hopefully we see some more action from you in Spain.
Yes.
So on to our second place driver for now anyway. Crispy. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say thank you to you both for providing the most entertainment for me watching that, because I didn't know who was going to win, to be honest, and someone had to miss out in the end. So yeah, how does it feel right now?
Pretty gutted, but just still really happy at the same time. Yeah, it was a difficult drive. It was a difficult drive. I think the very first few laps, I think Midzi definitely had the pace. You know, he already pulled the second on me. Then obviously the safety car happened, which obviously everyone boxed for hards, and then I think Wait, was it Ham? Yeah, it was Ham. Ham was the one that obviously stayed out. And then I think, you know what, on the restart, Midzi was able to get him very quickly, and then I was stuck behind Ham for like another lap or two, so that was a bit frustrating. But I think he made a little mistake, which obviously got me back in the DRS, and then kind of from there it was just sort of the same thing for pretty much the rest of the race. You know, we'd swap positions with one another, we were staying in each other's DRS the whole race. You know, I think both of us made a couple of slight mistakes here and there, which got us a bit closer to one another. But no, in the end, I think all I can say is really, really good battle. You know, clean driving. I can't really ask so much more, to be honest. I'm very happy with how the race went. Yeah, you know, Mitty just beat me to it in the end, but no, all I can say is GG to him. Honestly, drove absolutely fantastically.
Yeah, gracious in defeat, and still on top in the championship. Could have been a lot worse. So a good start, a first and a second. There's not much you can complain about, really. From that.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, so well done, and the second place in the end.
Thank you.
So then, on to our race winner, Midzi 15. It's been a long time since you've been on top in SLR, but by the skin of your teeth. Just about got across the line in first. How was that for you in the end?
Yeah, it was good. Really good actually. Nice clean race and for a change. Then again, it was with Crispy. Obviously, me and Crispy know what each other are about, so that was good. Yeah, I got a good start, and then I was trying instantly wanted to get a Crispy out DRS, which I did. And then it was a safety car. I was just all up, got past Ham on the restart pretty quickly. I pulled the gap, and then I almost binned it on the F section. So almost bottled again. But then Crispy was in my DRS, and that I knew that should be, well, thinking that would just be us two together for most of the race. But luckily Crispy obviously was pretty smart about it as well, didn't battle too hard. We kind of just kept switching going to turn one. And then Riggs stayed with us for quite a while. I was quite surprised with his pace, but then after a while obviously must have just settled down a bit or lost too much DRS, because then me and Crispy started putting quite a few temps to that. And then I just kept. I think I was trying to side each other up going the last couple of laps. But it was a really good battle. Really happy with it, considering last week I had a tyre glitch as well. What I can say is GG's to Crispy. Like I said, me and him teammates last season, which we know each other about a lot of respect. Obviously the end might look a bit dodgy, but I clipped it, so if Crispy or whoever wants to check, I was just ahead into the last corner as well. I did lift off when I went wide, so obviously that can be sorted if that wants to be sorted with. Again, GG's to Crispy, really nice clean racing. It was really enjoyable, and happy to be back on top, and well done to Riggs.
Yeah, well done on the win. It was very close. I mean, I don't think there's any queries from me in terms of getting a penalty for overtaking off the track. I did mention it in the track. It did get mentioned in the chat, but you were so close to each other. I don't think there was much you could do. So I have to say, well done for a good battle from both of you. It certainly kept me interested. I don't think I've got that excited on the stream before, so thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway, that is that for China. Mitzi takes the 25 points. Next time we have Spain, I do believe. For your next round, in round 3, we will start back at Division 1 on Friday night. And then we'll proceed to have the rest of the divisions in follow. I can't remember if we have F2 or not. We might have F2 as well. I can't remember, but if we have F2, we'll start on Thursday. If we don't, we'll have Division 1 on Friday. But that will be all from me. Thank you, all the people that watched, and good night.